What's up, y'all? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe B Sports Report. What's up, Rex? How you doing? Um, NFL, NFLPA have basically worked out a deal in principle for how they're going to deal with the season. The NFL wanted to basically take a big hit this year on the salary cap and next year and be done with it. The NFLPA was like, nah, bro, no, bro. We don't want to do it that way. We want to go ahead and spread it out over the 11 years of the contract. How am I doing? Apparently, I got some wild hair. And I need you guys to tell me, should I continue to let this be the corona hair and let it grow, or should I cut it? Maybe we should have a contest about cutting it. I just don't know. I'm looking at this thing and I just look like a wild man. I literally look like I've been living in the jungles, just unruly. But anyway, the NFL and the NFLPA came up with a floor that regardless of what happens this season, that the worst case it will be $175 million salary cap at the very minimum. And they will have basically 3 years to try and get it back on track. So they'll spread out the losses over 2021, 22, 23. Corona hair, yeah. Which is good because at least now we know we have clarity on that. And there's a whole bunch of other issues that they're still working on. Oh man, looks like, oh, come on, man. I don't have a high top fade. I got a long way to go before I can get the house party now. Come on, man. Come on now. I'm talking about kid and play. But all seriousness, it's good that they've gotten this thing worked out. So that way, the problem was the NFL owners first wanted to hold 35% of the player's salary. NFLPA was like, nah, bro, nah, that ain't gonna happen. The next thing is they wanted to basically take like $40 million reduction in the cap. And the problem with that becomes next year for free agency. Basically, you're going to end up putting a lot of guys out on the streets because they're going to be deemed too expensive. And the free agents, there's no money for them. That's why the NFLPA wanted to spread it out. So making this cap, worst case scenario, 175, for all we know, the NFL may have it all figured out and they may end up making a killing and it goes up above 175. But at least it won't be Armageddon for teams. Now to give you an example, here's where it gets interesting. Worst case scenario, they have a season, they have half a season or whatever, and the revenues go down. Salary cap drops to 175. And you're the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles, you do know you have $263 million set on the salary cap, right? $263 million. You're talking about having to gut $90 million on your team. $90 million. Now, for the Cowboys, we'd be roughly about $3 million below that without having Dak Prescott. So that means, of course, you got to get creative on signing Dak or restructure some deals. But I'll take having to do that versus what the Eagles will have to do. Because, man, there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be way over. So they're hoping that they can get the season in. And that's part of the reason why the NFLPA wanted to get this thing done. So here's some of the things, agreements-wise, for the players that they've gotten in here. Per league sources, coaches, GMs, presidents, owners continue with the clubs approving training camp and rules and matters addressing the whole situation. So, per source, camp timeline as follows. Day 1, testing, virtual meetings. You'll come in, you get your test, and you carry your ass someplace safe until we get the results. Day 2 and 3, more virtual meetings. Day 4, testing, virtual meetings. Day 5 and 6, physicals. 7 through 15, strength and conditioning with the day off. Day 16, is when practice, not a game now, not a game, we're talking about practice. Practice starts practice day number 16. So hypothetically, if if camp starts on the 28th, it won't be until about the 13th of August before anybody actually gets on the field to practice. Day 21, so we got 5 days of shoulders and shoulder pads, helmets and shorts. Day 21 is when we have the first batting practice. So they're actually not going to be hitting until the 18th of August. Roster size. Team reduced rosters to 80 right now. Basically, 10 guys just became unemployed on each team. You were like on the high bubble, your bubble's done burst. There are 80 guys going to training camp. By August 16th, everybody has to be at 80 regardless. There needs to be 2 groups with only 80 players at the facilities at a time. 2 groups are rookies and second-year players, and then vets. There's more details coming. Interesting, important resolution on the CBA per source. There will be a fund and a benefit established to pay back any benefits eliminated as a result of COVID up to the 2023 season, paying back in lost guaranteed money to players. So in other words, if the salary cap, if the NFL loses money, instead of the salary cap going down dramatically to make up for it, basically they'll split it out over 3 seasons, so that way there won't be salary cap Armageddon. Now, there's still questions by some players. Eagles have an advantage; they don't have a new coach. True, but you still have Fumblerooski, okay? You still got that quarterback who is overrated. You still have, I don't think, a great wide receiver core. And you still are the freaking Eagles that were going downhill since the Super Bowl. So, yes, you have the same coach, but I will say this. The Cowboys' offense is pretty much returning back as whole. And having Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator, the terminology doesn't have to change much. So you look at it from the standpoint of, yes, we have a new head coach who will put more wrinkles into it, but we have mostly returning players. The only people that you're looking at that are saying that is a new starter would be CeeDee Lamb. Now, Joe Looney, of course, will be taking over the center, but Joe Looney started for a year in place of Travis Frederick. So, yes, you do have some advantages. I would say more so on the defense, but my defense was shitty last year. They only have a place to go. Who will be center? Joe Looney has the inside track, but it could be the governor, could be Connor McGovern, could end up being the center. But it'll be a camp battle. But I think it's going to be Joe Looney. I'm more concerned, actually, about guard with Connor Williams, who's been injured twice. All that being said, y'all still can't beat you. Losing Randall Cobb. Okay, sorry, I missed that. Losing Randall Cobb is going to hurt. Lamb's time. Well, I'll pump the brakes on that. One. Because Randall Cobb has a lot of drops. Randall Cobb was known for having a lot of drops before Dak Prescott, even with Green Bay. And Randall Cobb ended up having a great season, partially because you had so many other playmakers around him. He wasn't the focal point of the offense. And that's where you're going to have a guy with CeeDee Lamb who is known to catch the football. He does not drop the football. Yeah. And hopefully Amari Cooper is not dealing with plantar fasciitis. And if he is healthier than he was last year, and Blake Jarwin's going to be an improvement over Jason Witten just from being younger and being able to get down the field. So, but all the hypotheticals. Because you don't know, A, who's going to be passing corona tests, and B, changes. When you guys won the Super Bowl, let's be honest, nobody thought you were going to have a chance in hell to finally get that Super Bowl monkey off your back. You guys got lightning in a bottle. And it happened. And the funny thing is, hearing Tyreek Hill talk about, oh, we going to win 7 Super Bowls. Yeah, okay. Okay. Bet on that. Okay. The amazing thing is, you know how we always pull out the anointing oil and we look at a team and say, oh my God, that team is built the right way. They gonna be doing big things for a long time. Seems like they say that every year. And the only team that has been able to live up to those expectations is New England. Teams change rapidly now in the NFL. You can look at the Carolina Panthers when Cam Newton was MVP. 15-1. You looked at that team and said, oh my God, Cam has finally got it. They got a great defense. Oh my God, look at him. And what happened to him? You look at this having the best receiver in football with Julio Jones. You had Matty Ice. And after all those years of past playoff failures and stuff, it seemed like they had a great coach. They got it all together. You know, oh man, they choked in the Super Bowl. But you figured, they're going to be good for a few more years, right? And what happened to them? The Eagles came out of nowhere. Oh man, they got that young stud quarterback. Oh man, that young stud quarterback right there. And Carson Wentz. Yeah, man, they're going to be, oh my God, their offensive line is great, their defensive line. Now they have made the playoffs. I'm going to say they made the playoffs. But you can't look at last year's Eagle team and say it was anything near the Super Bowl team. Hazelnut Savage, put down the crack pipe. Put down the crack pipe. Name me one category that Carson Wentz, besides fumbling, is ahead of Dak Prescott. Just name one. One. Please. Name one, son. Just one. Who gives a rat's ass what Colin Cowherd... You know what? Colin Cowherd does this. Colin Cowherd will say everything. He'll cover the whole spectrum. Because then he can go back and say, I told you that the Chiefs were going to bomb this year. Okay? Just like he told you they were going to be a dynasty. Come on, man. Consistent, Mark. Consistent. Consistently bad? Because I'll be honest with you, after that Super Bowl year, when he was 5-6, it wasn't that good. Nick Foles saved your ass a second time. That rookie year wasn't that great. And I'll be honest with you, you guys won the division. I'll give you that one. But when you lose to teams like the Detroit Lions at home, when you lose to the Miami Dolphins, you can tell me that that was consistent? Really? But you be happy with what you got, okay? Don't get hurt over it. Don't get butt hurt over it, okay? Don't get hurt. Yeah, Philly. True. I'll give you that one. And there were games last year where your quarterback turned the ball over 4 or 5 times and you lost 2, one of which was the Dallas Cowboys. You can cherry pick some statistics like that. Now, was it only Dak Prescott who didn't play well? That's my question. Was it only Dak Prescott? Can you look and say the defense played great? Damn. You look and say Zeke Elliott played great? Damn, the coaching was great. If we only had a quarterback that did better, we would have won. I got to tell you, there were a lot of times where a lot of people let the team down. So don't give it to me just because here's what people always do. When we win, we give credit to everybody but Dak Prescott. Everybody gets a slice. When we lose, nobody gets blamed Only that it's that guy. Don't look at me. Don't. I know I'm Zeke Elliott and I only got 42 yards, but it's Dak's fault. It's Dak's fault. It kind of reminds me of kids. When some shit happens, and dad's like, "Who did this shit?" Don't look at me. It was him. I was right here. I didn't break it. Look over there. It was him. Come on, man. We should get Trevor. Wentz can't stay healthy to save his life. You're right about that. The funny thing is Cowboy fans, we always want some. No matter what happens, we always want somebody else. Oh man, screw Zeke, man. I want somebody else. Zeke, get rid of him. He's a bum. If we're up to Cowboy fans, we wouldn't field the team. Tyron Smith, man, he's been hurt 3 games every year. Get rid of him, man. He's a bum. Trash him. Get rid of him. Oh man, Zeke Elliott, get rid of him, man. That guy's always in trouble, man. Dak Prescott, no, he wants too much money. Get rid of him. Oh man, he didn't have no sacks. Get rid of him. Do I watch basketball? Not a lot, man. See, here's the thing. The way I things 100% or I don't do it at all. Okay? Seriously. If I'm going to devote time to something, I'm giving it my full attention and effort. When I do football, believe me, constantly, I'm there. Like I said, this agreement just happened, within the hour. This morning, I'm out for a walk with my wife this morning. The news on Jamal Adams happened. Boom. I'm out here walking and talking and doing a video. I am on that shit, okay? Anything that happens. And my wife looks at me and says, I appreciate how devoted you are to football, but you can't do any other sport. The way you do football, the way you are 100% in, I'd never see you if you did another sport. So hence, I give full effort to NFL. So, I've kept a little wink out eye, on just seeing some of the highlights and stuff. My Washington football team has come for. Oh boy, my Washington I'm sorry. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. Okay, you the no name. Okay, you ain't got no name. Come on, man. Somebody in said, "Oh, it was damn." Stuart Morrison. He sent me a link for Blank Man. He's like, remember that movie? That's the the Washington team's mascot, Blank Man. And I was like, yeah, that's about fitting, but he looked a lot better than the Washington football team. The bastard football team. I read Carson Wentz had the third highest QBR against top defenses. Okay. He had one good year. Okay. I'll give, what's funny, Danny, is we pull up stats, and I'll pull up stats, and people will say, well, that doesn't mean anything. You're just cherry picking stats. Because I can tell you that Carson Wentz was second most in fumbling football last year. I could say that Carson Wentz wasn't top 20 in a lot of statistics. And you all say, oh, well, but he was great against, other. Okay, I got you. What am I drinking? I'm drinking a Mike's Hard Strawberry Lemonade. That's sweet, refreshing. But when I say something like, Dak Prescott, it was Pat Mahomes, and then Dak Prescott in touchdown passes beyond the 20-yard sticks. People will say, oh, that don't count. What do you mean it don't count? Then Vosh said he didn't get to finish his comment with Lord. Okay. Well, see, I'm going to tell you what the team formerly known as the Redskins did. This was Dan Snyder being cheap. What he realized is if I got to come out with a new logo, then that means I got to change it on the field right now. I got to get that printed up. I got to get it done on the stadium. I got to get new uniforms right now and everything else. How about this? How about we just rip the one off the field? We just don't put a name out, and we just take the ones off the helmets, just put numbers. Won't cost us any money. Cool. That means I don't have to pay one of these guys right now for the naming rights on that. Works for me. I don't care. I just want to get my check from the NFL. Yeah, thank you, Tay Cowboys. That's what I'm saying. How you gonna fumble one less time than a rookie? How you gonna fumble one less time than the rookie? Okay? Danny Dimes, you supposed to be an elite quarterback. Don't give me this shit. Bob said he just wants Prescott credit. He is very good. I agree with you. And you know what? Here's the thing I'll look at and say. I don't think we've seen the best football from Dak Prescott yet. I think Dak Prescott will continue to get better. But here's what I'm going to say about Carson Wentz. I actually think we may have seen the best football from Carson Wentz in 2018. Seriously. You look at the statistics on Carson Wentz over the course of the last 3 years. His shit is going downhill. With the exception of fumbles. That's still going on. Enjoy some... No, whoa. Z-fan. See, I don't need no baseball. I ain't never been to a pro baseball game in my life. And I'm okay with that. Sorry, it's just too slow. It's too slow, man. I'm okay because what we have here is tomorrow. Rookies will be able to go to the star. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some reporters that are keeping their social distance away from the star and are mapping out and seeing what players actually go in, because any players that go in tomorrow, that means that they pass their COVID test. So they can say, I'll be happy just to see, CeeDee Lamb walking into the door, opening up the doors and going inside of this. I'm good with that. I'd rather watch that than some freaking baseball, man. Seriously. I don't need no baseball. Baseball didn't do it for me before Corona. Ain't going to do it now. But tonight, I just came in for a little live stream here because, well, we had some news on the NFL actually going to have training camp starting on Tuesday. Chase Young, you know what, Beast Mode? It's so funny how the Washington football teams, the what the Fs, always has somebody that's coming for the Dallas Cowboys. But you know what? Under Dak Prescott, the Cowboys are 7-1. Do you know that Dak Prescott against those Washington football teamers, the blanks, he's only thrown one interception. One interception in 8 games. I have no feeling. I have a feeling Chase Young, he's going to be good. But the funny thing about that Washington football team is it doesn't matter who they get. It doesn't matter what ability they had before they get there. What always ends up happening is they get screwed up with the Washington football team. RG3 came in there, gangbusters, and all of a sudden, there goes his knee. You had Alex Smith. How many years did Alex Smith play in the NFL? How many years had he played in the NFL? Played great in Kansas City. Got him to the playoffs. What happened when he got to Washington? What happened when he got to the Washington what the fucks? Leg goes. How about McNugget? Donovan McNabb. Now, Donovan wasn't the greatest quarterback, but he was pretty good. He gets to the Washington football team. And what happens to McNabb? What happens? Huh? And as we talk about Chase Young, I'm going to tell you the parallels. I think of him kind of like LeVar Arrington. Now, LeVar did knock out Troy Aikman late in his career. But, we kept worrying, oh my God, they got LeVar Arrington. Ah! Hey, remember when they got Albert, lay my ass on the field, Haynesworth less. Okay? Oh my God. You know, that's the guy who stepped on Al Gerard's face, man, when he didn't have a helmet on it. That guy's mean. He's nasty. He don't like the Cowboys. Come on, man. Come on. I ain't scared of no Washington nameless team. I'm just not scared. I'm not scared. I'm going to try some football positions, including defensive tackle, because I'm a fan of you. Oh, and Carson Wentz, more like oh man, I tell you what, you know who really needs to worry. It needs to be Carson Wentz needs to worry. We get the Canadian bulldozer. We got Don Terry Poe who can move in the middle. We got a man in the middle, a man in the middle. Oh my goodness, you got Aldon Smith, and he's trying to make a name for a future back in football out there. We're going to be able to put on a whole lot more pressure on Carson Wentz. So as you Eagle fans keep bragging about how great you better hope he stays upright. Because his track record upright is not real good. It's just not good. Washington curses over. I think not until they get rid of Dan Snyder. I think Dan Snyder is sounds like old dudes moving. I know you're not talking about old dudes when you're still counting on. Damn. Wide receiver. God damn. I'm having a brain fart. You know what? I must be getting old. Damn. Deshaun Jackson. I know you ain't talking about, when you got Deshaun Jackson, D-Jax. Come on, man. Why you Eagle fans, why you guys want to come in here and get punched in the face? Why is it you like to get punched in the face on a Friday afternoon? Huh? Save some of it for tonight, man, because I got some stuff for y'all tonight. Dak and Zeke looking fit? Oh, yeah, I agree with you on that one. 100% on that one. They look like they're ready to roll. Jackson, it finally came to me. It doesn't work. The brain doesn't work like it used to, but it does eventually. It's slow. 8-8 is not winning. In 2018, he was awful. 5-6. Yeah, remember, you mean just a couple months ago when he got punched in the face? CeeDee Lamb's going to be a star. What's going on? Galen, just hanging out here. We had the news that the NFLPA and the NFL have reached an agreement and that they will begin training camp on the 28th. They put out basically the schedule of practicing. Okay, so here's the thing. So come next Tuesday, training camp, actually, they're already doing testing. I think Dak actually took his first COVID test today. But day 1 is testing and virtual meetings. Day 2 and 3, virtual meetings. Day 4, testing, virtual meetings. Day 5 and 6, physicals. Days 7 through 15, strength and conditioning with a day off. Day 16, so understand, until August 13th, there won't be any practices, okay? And day 21 will be the first padded practices. So that's where we are with everything as far as getting it on for the football season. And I'm happy that at least we have that much going on. Oh, why? Why are you not giving me the whole picture here of Bleacher Report? Hold up. How's everybody doing Friday afternoon? It's hot out here. It's getting hot in here. It's kind of humid. Phew. Kind of tired today. I don't know why I'm tired. Come on. Give it to me now. Eagles fans literally resemble a trash can. Damn. Um, I tell you, speaking of Eagle fans, I've ordered new glasses. This time they're not shot glasses; they're actually beer glasses, because we've had people ask me, "Hey man, I don't take shots, but the beer glasses could be used for Kool-Aid if you wanted to." So it's actually good, and they'll be here on I think Thursday, on the 30th, and I can't wait to get them. And what it is my man Brian, Amadeus, Amadeus. What 10 players are we going to get cut? A lot of no-name guys, man. A lot of no games. You're a good dude. Nothing better than the NFC. Oh man, Philly. See, damn it, you Eagle fans piss me off, man. How you gonna say something nice about me? Screw you, Eagle fans. But thank you for the super chat. Um, Basically, they are camp bodies. Okay, I can't give you names. We'll have a list of who's going in. Stop drinking the back runs because Dak stinks. Go. Oh man, I ain't gonna stop. No, I got a good run, man. Nothing on Randy Gregory. I've been looking, waiting, hoping, and all that. The NFL, I couldn't tell you. Well, oh, that's gonna be your shot glass, dude. That's 16 ounces. Although, the Cowboys will make you drink. They will make you drink. But the logo is cool. Brian from SoCal makes all those logos. In fact, he's done all of them for me. Um, it's cool because I got my chef hat on. I got the cleaver. We got Joe Boo over here on the side, and then we've got an Eagle chicken that's running that says Philly 500. So we've got all the stuff in there, and it's definitely going to be fun. I need to actually list it on my website so that way people can start ordering it, and they'll all come out and go out on Thursday. Oh my God, Josh Gordon. Seattle's talking about they want Josh Gordon back, and that's the thing that I don't get because, well, although they haven't reinstated him yet either, but Josh Gordon has had way more chances than Randy Gregory. But at this point, I don't think the Cowboys are hoping for him. You hope I'm not on drugs. Do you really think I do drugs? Man, I'm gonna tell you. They gave me blood pressure medicine when my heart was acting crazy. I didn't even want to take those, okay? I get pain pills for my knees, and my knees, the only time I'll take that ibuprofen is it's got to be really, really, really bad. They gave me originally 4 refills with 100 tablets in there. Never used any of the refills, and I think there's probably 95 tablets still in there. Don't do drugs, man. Hey, keto friend Patrick, I ain't been doing keto in a while. I'm sorry, man. I need to do keto again. But when my heart was acting funny and things, one of the things they're worried about was my diet. So they said lay off it for a bit and we'll see what's happening. Clowney is not coming to Dallas. No way, no how. Not with that money. CD, Dak is good. That boy is good. That boy is good. Dak Prescott is the bomb diggity. Dak Prescott's my quarterback. And if you don't like it, step the F out my house. Okay? Take that dog crap that's on your shoes and step out of my house. Benjamin, you're very welcome. I don't think Austin will be at the team this year. Don't see that happening. Because here's the thing. Now that you got CD right there, okay? CD is going to be your, slot receiver. Tony Pollard can also return kicks. He can be a special teams guy. And you have to look at it from Austin has had 2 years and he can't stay healthy. So right now you're looking and saying going into training camp, I want to make sure I can get some people that can stay healthy because now we've got the whole coronavirus thing that's going to be out there too. If I can't keep a guy on the field because of normal injuries, I don't want to take a chance. Washington football team is coming for the Eagles. I hope they are. I hope that they are coming for them. I really do. You see us having 3 1,000-yard receivers this year. That would be pretty amazing. We were close last year, but I'll settle for. Here's the thing. What we really want is balance. You've seen teams that are throwing for 6,000 yards and stuff, and they're not winning anything. You've seen teams that are running back that's rushed for 2,000 yards, and they're not winning anything. What you want to have here is balance. You want to have Zeke Elliott have 13, 14,000 yards. You want to see the offense maybe throw for about 4,500 yards and things like that. But being able to run out the clock when we got a lead and being able to control the tempo of the game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people say, oh man, I want to see Zeke with 2,000 yards. I don't, because it'll be a career killer. So understand balance, balance, balance. Oh, hello, honey.
Hey.
Are you finally finished working?
Yeah, the
Marvine's coming over. Okay.
What flavor is that?
Hard strawberry. It's not real cold now because it's been open for a while. So that's where we are. Randy Gregory is a beast. Well, but Randy Gregory hasn't played for a couple of years, so you don't know where he's really going to be at this point. You really just don't know. So the news, Joseph, because you just put it, it's off the trees. It's
Oh.
the news is the NFL and the NFLPA have come up with an agreement that next year, regardless of what happens this year, it won't be salary cap Armageddon. They have put a floor in at $175 million, and they have 3 years to spread out any loss on the couch. Did we trade for Jamal Adams? No, we have not traded for him yet. Tonight, tune in tonight for my live stream because I've got a parallel. And see, here's the thing. Okay, I always look to the past for things that have happened that are precedent. Because see, here's the thing. If you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. And I have an exact parallel to what's going on with Jamal Adams right now that's happened in the past. Okay. What time? What time tonight? Every Monday and Friday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern, like clockwork, man. It's been that way every freaking week. Almost every. Listen, I got to be on my deathbed to miss it. And I'm going to tell you, I actually had a colonoscopy. Okay, because when you get old, if you guys are 50 years old, get your colonoscopy checked because had I not, I may not be sitting here right now talking to you. But I had my colonoscopy. Okay, they knock you out, and okay, we won't talk about what they do, but they knock you out. I'm literally in the recovery room. I woke up, and there's my pants, and I pulled my cell phone, and I said, "Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, in the hospital after having my colonoscopy." I got to literally be on my deathbed and unable to speak. And I might even end up having a cell phone and just kind of, seriously. So every Monday and Friday night, okay, I'm here, okay? Oh, because something happened back in the day doesn't mean it's going to happen now. Oh, DJ 100 grand, buddy. I'm going to tell you, though, more times than not, things that have happened in the past repeat themselves. I'm telling you. And that's where you can look to things that have happened in the past and come up with answers. I'm telling you. Seriously. Because here's the funny thing. People say, you're an idiot, Mark. You don't know what you're talking about. I say, well, I am an idiot. But what I do is, one, I look in the past. We may think, oh, well, football's totally different than it was all those years ago. It's really not. Yes, it may end up being that we pass more and things like that. But see, you can look at how football, every time there's something new, there's a counter to it. And things evolve and change. See, like right now, quarterbacks are evolving. This is why I say guys like Phillip Rivers and Tom Brady, they're becoming passé. Because now what defenses have had to counter going against passing offenses, you've seen that defensive linemen have changed. They've gotten taller, faster. The big guys, the 300-pounders, are now doing 4.7s, 4.6s, and they're able to chase the quarterback. The counter for that is, I need a damn quarterback who can move around in the pocket. I can't settle for having a stationary pocket anymore. I've got to have a guy who can be a dual threat, which is why Lamar Jackson is doing well, which is why Russell Wilson is one of the better quarterbacks, which is why Dak Prescott, being able to move, is a better quarterback, because that is the new thing to counter the defenses. Phillip Rivers, great arm. He can read defenses, but if the defense is on him in a second and a half, he doesn't have time to do anything. Football has evolved. And you can look out through history and see that that's how it's always been, that football will evolve. And so what I always try and do is look to the past. And as we're sitting here talking about players, having this issue with owners and stuff, I can find an exact situation, exactly the same situation that Jamal Adams is going through that happened in 1971. And I'm going to tell you, this same thing about owners not wanting to pay players is exactly the way it's been all the way through time. I wish I could remember the Washington Redskin player who played with the Colts. He went to them before the season and he said, you know what? I've been playing above my contract. I'd like to get me a new deal. And they said, yeah, well, I'll tell you what. We'll look at what you're doing. Let's go through the season. We'll see what happens during the season, and we'll revisit it at the end of the season. The Colts went on to beat my Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. The newspaper, it wasn't Charlie Taylor. Was it Charlie Taylor? The newspapers ended up going through it, basically saying the season for the Colts was made by this player. So he said, season's over. We won the Super Bowl. We got rings. I went back into them and I said, hey, look at this. Newspaper says, without me, there is no ring. And they said, we don't renegotiate contracts. Boy, bye. Isn't that kind of like what's going on with Jamal Adams? Isn't it? But I have a better example than that one too. One that, because see, his problem. If it doesn't have a relationship with the Dallas Cowboys, nobody gives a rat's ass about it. They don't. So I have to use the Dallas Cowboy example, but I've got a great example of how the NFL owners, when they say owners, they own you. Ain't that the truth? If we have a season, we're gonna have a season. I don't know if we're gonna finish the season, but we're gonna have some kind of a season. I can guarantee you that. What's up, Mike? How you doing? She says Danny Dimes is the best quarterback. Yeah, okay. So
Danny Dimes hasn't proven anything yet.
you mean he's still alive? Cole Pizzle? Huh?
Well, Danny Dimes only played one season. He hasn't proven anything.
Yeah, well, Cole Pizzle, yeah. Wasn't last year he talking about how Eli Manning was the greatest quarterback in all time?
He'll go to the Hall of Fame because of his family.
I'll listen to Lord Brunson before I listen to Cole Piss. Washington diehard fan. I see you got the new logo. Washington. You're politically correct now. Oh, man. But I'm going to get ready to get out of here because, what time is it? 6 o'clock? I need to cook some dinner and I need to get ready for my live stream tonight. But we got all kinds of stuff. I think Zeke can win the Russian championship. Half the Eagle teams are rookies. They ain't winning crap, Mark. Same here. What's up, Mark? Save some knowledge for later. Yeah, actually, there was a thing out from Brian Broaddus. And I've talked to Brian on several occasions. Brian's cool people. And he was saying that he heard from a former Cowboys coach that thinks that Dak Prescott wants to get out of here. And it got me thinking because I was listening to Jane Slater, who was basically saying, "Nah, that's not it." She's like, the way the team supports Dak Prescott, and it had me remember, since we have all you Fly Eagles Fly here, I want you to understand something. I want you to think about Philadelphia, former Super Bowl champions. And I want you to think about some of the things that you heard in Philadelphia. How the locker room, where you had half of the players that like Nick Foles, and still, in fact, there's still some players that wish that Nick Foles were there. You heard rumors about, Carson Wentz not being that team guy and being a little bit of a, a little stuck up, a little arrogant type of guy. You've never heard anything like that. Anything like that with Dak Prescott. You've never heard anybody say, we wish, and understand, we had the situation like you guys had because we had Tony Romo, who was the quarterback for our team for 10 years. That those guys, including those veterans like Jason Witten and Des Bryant, and those guys, they circled around Dak Prescott. That speaks volumes for the leadership ability that he had because you had this veteran you've gone to war with, and you've had all of these guys that have been there with him, yet they coalesced around Dak Prescott. When you think about an Amari Cooper who could have gotten more money by going to that team in Washington, the no-names, he turned down more money to come back. When you look and see Dak and Zeke hanging out, you realize how much support and love that guy has in that locker room. And that's huge. I'm telling you, that's huge. I've been in situations where I've had a quarterback where you don't give a rat's ass about, where we did the lookout block. If you don't know what the lookout block was, last game of the year, we wanted payback. And this is probably wrong, and I think about this now, that he probably still has a ringing in his ear. But what we did was, we told the guys on the other side of the ball, listen, it's pass play. We're not blocking you. Knock the shit out of it. And when the ball was snapped, we turned and said, look out. And they jacked him the hell up because that was payback. We didn't respect that guy. We had no love for him. Yeah, the players will go out and do their job. But it's one thing to go out and do your job. It's another thing going for war with somebody you believe in. At Zeppelin fan, truth be known, Dak is going to sign the biggest contract in NFL history. Well, let the Cowboys have a great season. Because anybody who thinks, it was great that we got him on a franchise tag. No, it's not. The price tag ain't going down. The price tag ain't going down. You got to pay him $37 on a franchise tag next year. So you think he's going to turn around and say, I'll take 30. And now we know Brandon Brown, NFL Players Rep to Proof Plant. Brandon, where were you 48 minutes ago, Brandon? That's what this whole live stream was about. I came in with that. We went through it. Huh? D-Law. I tell you what, that mother humper, D-Law better show me some shit this year. D-Law better, I'm telling you.
Wait, he's actually playing this year.
Well, true. True.
What they're doing is they might add another year to his contract.
Carson Wentz is the personality of all. Listen to the talk.
That's
an Eagle.
Yeah.
Damn, man. That's cold, Daddy. Daddy, Daddy, I like you. Daddy, you good people, man. Beast Mode, I'm part American Indian, Cherokee. I'm an American mutt myself, okay? If you look at my mother, you can see the Indian in my mother. If you look at her mother, she literally looked like she came right off the reservation. I got, black. I got American Indian in me. I think we got some Irish in me, I know, too. I mean, I'm American mutt. I'm a human being, and I'm American, Lord Brunson sucks. Russell Wilson had his baby. They had the baby? Oh, well, congratulations. D-Law is overrated in waste. Well, You know what?
He was last
I'm
year.
hoping that Snickers cut his contract and the boy's hangry. I want him hangry out there. I want him to eat some quarterbacks for breakfast. Okay? I'm serious. I want to see some shit out there. Because D-Law, look, here's where D-Law's going to benefit this year. We got a real push in the middle. We got a real push in the middle. Now, there's still a lot of question marks. Tyrone Crawford is completely healed, but really didn't play much last year, so you don't know how much he's got in the tank. Aldon Smith hasn't played for 4 years, so you don't know how much he's got, okay? But you got Gerald McCoy, who can play outside if we need him to. Your 57 is still no facial hair. Yeah, that's Indian in you. Well, you can see I got plenty. And I'm still, listen, I'm still trying to figure out, should I let my corona hair continue? Should I not cut it till this thing is solved?
Might wait till next year.
Mike's like, you won't get a cut till next year. My wife is kind of like, you need to cut that thing. But here's the thing that's kind of, listen. Here's the thing that I'm noticing though. I actually have a lot of gray that's in here. You can see it like right here. But because there's so much more hair, you don't notice as much gray as you used to. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like, yeah, it's nappy and wild looking, but I don't look, at least I don't think I do. Don't cut it till oh, come on, John, don't cut it till we get a Super Bowl. Dude.
Now you have them this year.
You don't know that? How do you know we're not going to have Super Bowl this year?
Because I already know it's going to be the Patriots
and Tampa Bay. He's
Tom Brady versus
conspiracy theory. It's going to be Tampa Bay and New England.
Tom Brady versus Cam Newton.
KM.
I forget that coach.
I'm oh my God. I'm praying that our defense. Oh man, if we have a defense this year, if Mike Nolan can get these guys together.
I think we'll go with next year.
People will pay top. So what you're saying is, if I let it grow long enough, I might get paid for it. I don't know that anybody wants this. I really don't know. It's soft, but it's really curly. I don't know if they can do anything with this. I really.
Troy Polamalu did one of those endorsements for their products.
Yeah.
He has the head and shoulders.
Yeah, he did.
He's still.
Whew. All right, guys. I've been on here. Dak doesn't have Burrow's talent. Bob, the Cowboy fan.
Hasn't proven anything.
You don't know. You know what's funny? You know what's really funny? Bob, the Cowboy fan. You're not Billy Bob, are you? And just change your name. You know what's funny is how many times people have gone through and we've talked about a guy that's got a whole lot of talent. Oh man, they're going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. They got all kinds of talent. And they get to the NFL and they don't bust great.
And some of that's the team that they're on.
Some of it's the team that they're on. I mean, I think of like Brian Bosworth, the Boz. The way Bosworth played in college, you were like, oh my God, this guy is going to make, Lawrence Taylor look like doo-doo. Bosworth got to the NFL. Bo Jackson ran that mother humper over. Guy looked completely lost. I'm just going to cook some burgers. I'm just doing some firecracker burgers because I just like my firecracker burgers, with all the onions. Somebody's like, there's too many onions on it. Well, okay, then that's not the burger for you. But I like my jalapeno peppers and onions because what happens with those onions, under that meat, those onions and those juices make that thing juicy. It doesn't dry out. It's flavorful. It's good. But there's been so many times where people think that this guy is going to be generational. I remember how they talked about Andrew Luck was going to change football. And if you're the Colts, looking back retroactively right now, were you better off drafting Andrew Luck, or would you have been better off holding on to Peyton Manning? Peyton Manning went to 2 more Super Bowls and won one after he left you. Andrew Luck couldn't stay on the field. Okay? Retired after that hit. Tank Lawrence was double teamed a lot last season. But you know what, Zeke fan, when you get paid $21 million, I don't care. I I don't care.
It's not about the money.
You got to get to listen. You can't tell me. Yeah, he was double teamed a lot last year, but you can't tell me that shoulder wasn't a factor. Listen. You don't honestly believe that he took a step back last year? Then I can't talk to you. Come on. He was not the same player.
The Marcus Lawrence problem is his mouth.
Yes, we talked about that, Brandon. When we first came on, that was the reason for this live stream. That they basically, they won't actually have a practice on the field until the 13th of August. The first 16 days are going to be virtual reality workouts and strength training. Virtual reality meetings and strength training. That's it. And they'll have 5 days of basically walkthrough practices, and then the 21st day they'll actually have padded practices. Greg, Bosworth. Okay, look, Bosworth was as bad on the field as he is an actor. Just terrible, man. Remember Brian Bosworth. Excuse me. Brian Bosworth was as bad on the field as he was an actor. Remember, they had all the Bosworth little kids that had a haircut like Brian Bosworth. He had his 55, earrings and everything else. Bosworth was trash. He was straight garbage, man. Garbage. Get a curly crop top mid-fade. Well, see, Colton, that requires me going to the barber. I'm scared, man. I'm scared of the corona. I'm scared. I'm keeping my social distance away from everybody, including the barber. You hope that Burrow will be great. If I had $1 for everybody that they said was going to be great, I'd be rich right now. Seriously.
And that guy's going to have problems. You'll have
wait. Colton Mitchell. People out here ignoring the fact that most of the winning teams the Cowboys lost to, defense allowed over 30 points. No quarterback in the history of the game in the NFL has had a winning record against it. Wow. Mitchell, thank you. That's some knowledge for me. Has had no quarterback in the history of the NFL has had a winning record against 30-plus points. You got a point there. Yeah, you can't, you're talking about a shootout every week. All right, I'm going to stay on for 2 minutes and 8 seconds more. How many number one pick quarterbacks are bust? A lot. Jamarcus Russell, that guy was a bust. You can look at that straight bust. Okay, wait. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let me actually Google it. Rick Meyer, he was a bust.
Russell Wilson, man, his class is still playing. He's actually still starting. Andrew Luck was in his class too. I think I already did my class too.
Let's look it up. Ryan Leaf. Okay, actually, let's play this game as we go back through history. NFL draft: 50 biggest quarterback bust in NFL history. Oh, they're doing this backwards. Okay, let's go to the front of the line. We got the top 50. Vince Young, that's another one too. Okay. Number one has to be Ryan Leaf, of course. Actually, Ryan Leaf was the second pick. Okay, but still, they basically said Ryan Leaf, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning might be the more polished quarterback, but Ryan Leaf has the bigger upside. He's got the cannon for the arm. You can't miss. You got 1 and 1A. Yeah, okay. Didn't work out for Ryan Leaf. And we even had him in Dallas, believe it or not. Jamarcus Russell. I named him. Number 1 overall pick, 2007. He was into the scissors, the codeine and mouthwash or syrup or whatever it was, the scissors, yeah, that guy was a bust. Let's see. Art, I don't even know who that, 1982, Art Sikalik, or I don't even know who that was. 4th overall pick. Todd Marinovich. Oh, he was another. Oh, that he was like bred to be a quarterback. His dad was kind of crazy. He never actually ate at McDonald's like until he was like 20. Not that that's a bad thing. Heath Schuler, the Redskins, number 3 pick, bust. Rick Meyer, 2nd overall pick. Drew Bledsoe was picked ahead of him. Rick Meyer, bust. Andre Ware, he was 7th pick, but still bust. Keely Smith, 3rd pick in the draft, bust. Todd Blackledge, and that was the quarterback year. Todd Blackledge that was the year that you had Jim Kelly and Dan Marino, Todd Blackledge. Who else am I missing? Damn, that was like the quarterback class. Todd Blackledge, bust. David Klinger, 6th, bust. Jay McCown, 10th, bust. Tim Couch, number 1 draft pick, bust. Jerry Teague, Mike Phillips, 3rd pick, bust. Jim Druckenmiller, he was a bust. He was sorry. Kelly Stouffer, 6th pick in the 1st round, bust. Jim Thompson, 3rd overall pick, bust. Joey Harrington, 3rd pick in the draft for the Lions. The Lions, bust. David Carr. Ooh, I didn't realize he was the number 1 pick. David, I hate Dak Prescott. Carr was the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft in 2002. The Dak Prescott hater number 1, the number 1 cheerleader. Bust! Is that 4 so far? First, as a number 1? I think 4. Vince Young, he was 3rd pick, bust. Tommy Maddox, 25th. Rich Campbell, 6th. J.P. Losserman, 22nd. Jeff George, bust. Number 1, I think that's 5. 5 on it right now. 5. Number 1 picks. Damn. Kyle Bowler was 19th. Richard Todd, 6th. Tony Eason, 16th. Brady Quinn. Yeah, you talking about Brady Quinn really sucked. Oh my God. 22nd. Kerry Collins, 5th. Mark Malone, 28th. Although Mark Malone he did come back and actually played pretty well later in his career, but not great. Ken O'Brien, 24th. Chad Pennington, 18th. Patrick Ramsey, Redskins. Redskins got quite a few on here. Brian Leftwich, 7th. Rex Grossman, 22nd. Matt Leonard, 10th. Dante Culpepper, I don't know that he was really a bust. Dante had some really good years in there. 1st round, 11th. Jason Campbell, another Redskin, 25th. That's 3rd round. Ronnie Nagel. Okay, now we're down to like 2nd round picks, 4th round. Okay. All right, so that's at least 5 in there. Yeah, Aikman was not a bust. Although, after the first 2 seasons, some people kind of said he might have bust written all over him. But he also benefited from having the number 1 defense in the NFL and the Great Wall of Dallas and Emmitt Smith too, and Michael Irvin. I'm just saying. The only time Eagles have been relevant was the Super Bowl year. They hate us because they don't have the history. Well, they've got history. No, let's be honest now, because they have like Concrete Charlie. They're one of the oldest franchises in the history of the NFL. they did have those 3 world championships, you know, when there was 10 teams. So I mean, you know, they have a storied franchise. Yeah, Colt. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, so everybody, it always amazes me how everybody thinks that all these quarterbacks are going to be great. And I'm going to put out there, just think about what people said about Dak Prescott going into the draft. They looked at it and basically said, oh man, all these other guys are going to do so much better than, hell, Russell Wilson. What they said about Russell Wilson coming out was, if you need a backup quarterback for a couple of games, he might do for you. That's what they said about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, okay? Tom Brady. Hell, you look up Tom Brady at the combine. He looked like a ball boy. He literally looked like a ball boy. So you can't go by what you think somebody's going to do. Vince Young had the miracle for the University of Texas. You know, in the championship game, and everybody thought for sure, oh my God, Vince Young, the size of this guy, the brother can run, he's got a cannon for an arm, but he didn't have it upstairs. So, you know, you can think that, you know, oh, we get Burrows, you know, there's no guarantee on that guy. There's none. And we've had a lot of guys out there that everybody thought was going to be great, and they just weren't. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go get me some dinner cooked, and I'm going to get ready for our live stream coming up in 2.5 hours, okay? Because right now I'm getting tired. I'm getting real tired. But I appreciate you guys being here, and at least next week we'll have players showing up for training camp. Not like any training camp that we've seen before, but they'll be at least working out as a team. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I'll see you guys later.